Morning students, this is Bharat Raja, zoology teacher. In this class we are going to discuss about human reproduction. So before going to the topic we should understand what are the units and what are the chapters available in our 12th standard zoology book. There are 5 units which contains 12 chapters. This chapter number 2, human reproduction, comes under the chapter number 1. Okay. And first important thing we have to, in this class we are going to understand the structure of a male reproductive system. Okay. So what is meant by reproduction? So reproduction nothing but it is a process of production of young ones. This is called reproduction. And human reproduction, there are humans are sexually reproducing and viviparous organism. So what is sexually reproducing? There are 2 type of reproduction is there. One is sexual, another one is asexual mode of reproduction. Asexual means A means absence of sexes. That means there is no union of gametes. Gametes means a cell which is able to produce the young ones. That is called gametes. In asexual reproduction there is no union of egg and sperm. But in sexual reproduction, that means in human reproduction, sexual method of reproduction takes place in human being. That means a union of egg and sperm takes place. And another thing is viviparous. What is meant by viviparous? There are 3 kinds of organisms. Based on their produce the young ones. First one is oviparous. Oviparous organism means oviparous. That means here what is a 0 or a O? That means the organism can lay the egg. They are called oviparous organisms. We are not comes under that category. Some birds can lay the egg. They are called oviparous. And second one is a viviparous organism. Viviparous organism means these organisms can produce the young, directly produce the young ones. They are called viviparous. So humans are a sexually reproducing organism as well as viviparous organisms. So first we have to understand what is meant by reproduction. Reproduction is a biological process. The production of young ones are called reproduction. Second thing we have to understand what is sexual reproduction and what is viviparous. Sexual reproduction means the production of young ones by the union of egg and sperm. And second one is what is viviparous. The organism can produce the young ones directly. This is called viviparous. Okay. Next important thing, what are the various functions of reproductive systems? These are the functions listed here. Various functions of reproductive system. And first one is the main important function of reproductive system is to produce the gametes, namely sperm and ova. These are 2 main reproductive units, egg and sperm. Egg produced by a females and sperm produced by males. This is the major function of reproductive system, production of gametes. And second important thing, after the formation of gametes, the gametes are transported to the respective places. This is the second important function carried out by the reproductive system, the transport of and sustain these gametes. That means it helps to transport of these gametes to the respective place. And third one is, this is another important thing, to nurture the developing offspring. That means here this reproductive system also provide the nutrient to the developing fetus. And last one is this reproductive glands also endocrine glands. There are 2 type of glands are there, endocrine and exocrine glands. Endocrine glands means those glands secretes hormones. Exocrine gland means the glands which secretes enzymes. Our human reproductive system also type of endocrine gland. That means they also produce hormones. So this is the first important 2 mark in this chapter. First 2 mark list out the various functions of reproductive system. First one is what? It is essential for gametogenesis. That means production of egg and sperm. And second important function, after the formation of gametes, it helps to transport of gametes. And third one is it provide the nourishment to the fetus as well as gametes. And last one is it essential for produce the hormones. So these are the some functions of a reproductive system. And next thing, there are two systems. We are bisexual as well as sexually dimorphic. What is bisexual? Sexes are separate. Male and female separate organisms are there. This is sexes are separate. And second, another one is sexually dimorphic. What is meant by dimorphic? We can easily identify the male and female organism. We can, in a human being, we can easily identify this is a male and this is a female. This is a sexually or separate organism as well as dimorphic organisms. There are two systems, male and female reproductive system. In this class, we are going to discuss about the male reproductive system. In human reproduction, these are the various events that takes place during the reproductive events. First one is gametogenesis. What is meant by gametogenesis? Here, genesis means in biologically formation. Gamete, already you know very well what are called gametes. The reproductive units are called gametes. This is the first step in reproduction, gametogenesis. That means formation of gametes, and followed by the insemination. What is insemination? Introduction of sperm or spermatozoa into the female reproductive tract. This is called insemination. After the completion of insemination, this egg is available in the female reproductive tract. The next process is fertilization will take place. Fertilization takes place in the female reproductive tract, especially in the umbella regions of the fallopian tube. This is an important one mark question, where the fertilization takes place. Takes place within this area. Here, this is a picture shows where the fertilization takes place. What is the first step in reproductive events? Gametogenesis. And second step is insemination. So after the completion of insemination, what will happen? Fertilization takes place. What is meant by fertilization? Union of male and female gametes are called fertilization. Union of male and female gametes. So gametes are normally haploid in nature. Haploid means both male and female gametes have only single set of chromosomes. After the union of this male and female gamete, after the completion of fertilization process, we will get a zygote. This zygote is diploid in nature. Diploid means it contains a whole set of chromosomes. Okay. After the completion of fertilization, cleavage will be takes place. What is meant by cleavage? So this is a process of cleavage. Cleavage means division or mitotic division of zygote is called cleavage. Important 2 mark question. Cleavage. Cleavage nothing but it is a process mitotic division of this is a egg cells. After the completion of egg cells, this 2 cell stage, then followed by the 4 cell stage, then followed by the next process will takes place. So this is a cleavage. It is otherwise called blastulation. Why it is called blastulation? Because of at the end of this stage, this cell become a ball shaped structure. This ball shaped structure is called blastula. That is the reason the cleavage otherwise called blastulation. So which one of the following process is considered as a blastulation? This may be a 1 mark question. Gametogenesis, insemination, fertilization and cleavage. Our answer is what? Cleavage. And after the completion of cleavage, the next important process is implantation. Implantation, nothing but it is a process. After the completion of this blastula stage, the egg going to implanted on this area. This area nothing but a uterus of female reproductive tract. Then after the completion of cleavage, this ball shaped structure or blastula going to implanted on the uterine wall. This process is called implantation. So till this stage, the egg have a own nourishment. This is the most important thing. This stage up to the implantation stage, the egg have a own nourishment. After the further development happens after the formation of the placenta. That's a process is called placentation. Placentation, it is a simple process, nothing but a formation of a placenta. Nothing but it is from the uterine wall, a finger-like projection will appear. This finger-like projection which connects the fetus as well as this mother's uterus. This process is called placentation. So after the completion of placentation, gastrulation will take place. What is gastrulation? Gastrulation means the formation of germ layers. Another important 2 mark question. Formation of germ layers, ectodome, endodome, mesodome. There are 3 layers are there. These layers are formed during this process, gastrulation, and this is the final stage of the fertilization. What is the organogenesis? Already we discussed about what is meant by genesis. Genesis means what? Formation. Organo means here organ. During this process, entire organ, all the organs will appear, sir. Genesis formed during this stage, organogenesis. After the completion of this process, after the end of the 9th month, the complete fetus will develop. The final process is parturition. Parturition means delivery of fetus. These are the various events happens in human reproduction. So before we are going to discuss about these things, gametogenesis, insemination, fertilization, cleavage, all those things we are going to discuss. But we should understand the basic structure of male and female reproductive system. Some events happens in human reproduction during the formation of baby, during the formation of child. These are the basic process. The process எல்லாமே பேசிக்காக நடக்கும். என்னென்ன ப்ராசஸ் அப்படின்னா gametogenesis, insemination, fertilization, cleavage, implantation, placentation, gastrulation, organogenesis and parturition. So what is a mnemonic for? What is a mnemonic for this events? What is a mnemonic? G, then I, then F. GIF, then followed by the C, I, P. What is the last word? GOBI. Very good. GOPI. GOBI. So this is a easy mnemonics. We can understand all the events. Okay. Here where the insemination is takes place. Gametogenesis normally occurs in different individuals, male and female individuals. Male produce what? Spermatozoas and female produce egg or ova. Insemination happens in this place. This is a place where the insemination is takes place. And second one is what? Fertilization. Already we discussed what? Fertilization. It is a event union of egg and sperm. Egg and sperm சந்திக்கக்கூடிய நிகழ்வுக்கு பேர் என்ன சொல்லுவோம்னா, this is a process called fertilization. This process takes place in this regions of the fallopian tube. What is the name of this region? Already I told that. What is the name of the region? Ampulla. This is an important one more question. Ampulla is a place where the fertilization is takes place. And the next process, what is cleavage? Cleavage also takes place in the same place itself, nearby the cleavage, near the place where the fertilization is takes place. Cleavage, nothing but it is a process of a mitotic division. Mitotic division of a zygote is called. This picture shows what? Cleavage. Various stages of cleavage. First, this is the initial stage, 2-cell stage, then followed by the 4 cells, and finally the cell will become this ball-like structure. This ball-like structure is called what? Blastula. That process is called what? Blastulation. And finally, after the blastulation, the implantation is takes place. Implantation occurs in the uterine wall of the female reproductive tract. Implantation, then followed by the placentation. Placentation is the formation of placenta. Placenta form. It is an essential connective tube which connect the fetus as well as a mother. What is the main function of this placentation? Without placentation, there is no nourishment supplied to the fetus. Up to this stage, which one is supply the nourishment to the egg? Yaar supply up to cleavage stage, egg also have a own nutrient. But after the implantation stage, the nutrient will be supplied from the mother through the placenta. So this is the essential process, placentation. Okay, that's all. Next we move on to the different structure, male reproductive system. Male reproductive system, this system located above the abdominal cavity or outside of the abdominal cavity. It includes these are the major structures associated with the male reproductive system. What is it? The paired testes. There are 2 testes are there and the accessory duct. Don't confuse the accessory ducts and the glands. Duct means tube-like structure. Gland means a separate structure which secretes secretions. Accessory ducts and accessory glands, then followed by the external genitalia. These are the 4 important parts we are going to discuss in a male reproductive system. So what are the structure? Paired testes. Then second one is what? Accessory duct. And third one is accessory glands, and then followed by the external genitalia. First we are going to discuss about structure of testis. This testis the entire part of the testis covered by a are located in a sac-like structure. This sac-like structure is called a scrotal sac. Scrotal sac is another important tumor. Previously we discussed one important tumor. What is that first important tumor? Various functions of reproductive system. Then this is a second tumor, scrotal sac. Significance of scrotal sac. This scrotal sac maintain the low temperature. That means minus 2 to 3 degrees Celsius lower than the body temperature. So what is necessary for maintain this low temperature than the body temperature? The effective sperm production takes place in a low temperature. A normal sperm production or spermatogenesis not happens in the normal body temperature. That is the reason our testis is located outside of the abdominal cavity. Testis abdominal cavity velila yen irukranga. Not only for this majority of the mammals except elephant. Elephant is the only animal have a testis inside the abdominal cavity. That animal produces their sperms in normal body temperature, but we can't do. So human being la testis ya உடம்புக்கு வெளியில இருக்கு because of it is essential for a normal spermatogenesis process 2 to 3 degrees Celsius. This is the first structure you have to understand in a male reproductive scrotal sac, and the entire structure is covered by a membrane. This membrane is called tunica albuginea. Tunic means what? Biologically the tunic means what? Membrane. Tunica albuginea. This is a covering which covers the testis. First one is what? Scrotal sac. This is the outermost covering which covers the entire part of the testis. What is the main function of this scrotal sac? It is essential for maintain the low temperature. That is low temperature means lower than the body temperature. It is essential for which process? Essential for spermatogenesis. And second thing, second membrane is tunica albuginea. What is the main role? It is a membrane which covers the entire part of the testis. Next we go for lobes. There are 200 to 250 lobes are located in each testis. These lobes are called testicular lobes. Testicular lobes. There are 200 to 250 testicular lobes located in each testis. Then both testes, pair of testes, there are two testes are there in human being. These testes, both testes contain around 500 testicular lobes, and this testicular lobes contain a tubule or coiled tubule structure. This coiled tubule structure are called seminiferous tubules. This coiled structure is a seminiferous tubules. I am marking the parts here. This is seminiferous tubules. Seminiferous tubules. Okay. So number of seminiferous tubules in each lobes is 3. Minimum 2 to 3 seminiferous tubules located in this each lobes. So see, this is the same structure is given in the picture. The entire structure is covered by a scrotal sac. Scrotal sac not given this picture. Scrotal sac. Then it is this is a structure shows what? Testicular lobules. This testicular lobules contain what? Seminiferous tubules. And see, this is a tunica albuginea. Tunica albuginea, it is a covering which covers the entire part of the testis. Okay. Then seminiferous tubules. Number of seminiferous tubules in each testis are 2 to 3 seminiferous tubules. This may be a important one mark question. How the questions will asked? Each total number of lobes in testis, inner testis. Total number of lobes 200 to 250, maximum 250. So number of seminiferous tubules, each lobules are maximum 3. 250 into 3 is equal to 7. 7 750. So this is the number of seminiferous tubules present in each testis, single testis. Sometimes the question may be asked like that, total number of seminiferous tubules present in male reproductive system are in both testes. This questions may be asked like that. You have to multiply 750 plus 750. This is the correct answer for this question. Maybe one more question. Number of seminiferous tubules in each testis. Okay. And this each seminiferous tubules opens into the another structure. This structure is called this structure. See, this is a structure. All the seminiferous tubules are jointed to opens into the another structure called rete of testis. This is an important one more question. Seminiferous tubules are opens into the rete of testis is the correct answer. So all the seminiferous tubules are jointed and form a single tube-like structure. All the tube-like structures are opens into this structure. This structure nothing but rete of testis. Rete of testis. Okay. Then next structure from the rete of testis, 10 to 12 tubules are arising from this rete of testis and opens into the another coiled structure. This coiled structure is called epididymys. It is a major important part in male reproductive system because of sperms are temporarily stored in this part, epididymys. Epididymys. This is a place where sperm attain the sexual maturity as well as sperms also temporarily stored into the part, epididymys. And one more you have to understand the connective tube which connects the, this is what? This is what? This is a rete of testis and this is what? Epididymys. So this two structure connected by another tubule are called, there are 10 to 12 tubules are there. The name of the tubules are vasa efferentia. Vasa efferentia. Is another one more question. Vasa efferentia. Or maybe a two more question. What do you know about vasa efferentia? So here vasa efferentia is given, I think. So previous slide. Okay, vasa. The vasa deferens. Okay, this is vasa efferentia. This structure is not given clearly. This structure is called vasa efferentia. This structure connect what? Seminiferous tubule, rete of testis and epididymys. Okay, and finally the entire structure is opens into the a long coiled tubule. This tubule is called vasa deferens. Vasa deferens is another important part because of in male sterilization, you know the sterilization, that means permanent birth control method. In permanent birth control method, the doctors cut the portion of this area, vasa deferens. Why? Because of this is a major part which carries the sperm to the penis or to the female reproductive tract. It is a conductive part of the sperm, vasa deferens. That's all. The entire outline of the male reproductive system is over. And next important thing, the structure of this seminiferous tubules or interior structure of seminiferous tubules. Okay. So before going to the next topic, quickly we can recall this all those things what we have studied in this picture. Is scrotal sac. It is located in testis. It is located which part? Outside of the abdominal cavity, and which is covered by what is the name of the structure? Scrotal sac. What is the significance of scrotal sac? It maintains the low temperature, then the -2 to 3 degrees Celsius, that lower than the body temperature. And what is the membrane which covers the entire part of the testis? What is the membrane? Tunica albuginea is a membrane. Then testes are separated by many lobes. What are the lobes? What is the name of that lobe? Testicular lobe. Because of that lobes are located within the testis. That is the reason it is called by that structure are called by testicular lobules. Number of lobules in each testis is about 200 to 250. And what is the structure or coiled structure located inside the testicular lobules? What is the seminiferous tubules? This seminiferous tubule is a major site for formation of sperm. We are going to discuss later. And this seminiferous tubules opens in the which part? Which part of this is the part what? Red of a testis. And finally this opens into the epididymis through the vasa efferentia. And epididymis ends with another structure called vasa deferens. This is a 5-mark question. First 5-mark question in this chapter. Explain the structure of a male reproductive system. We can easily write the answer for this question if you know the diagram. If you know the diagram, you can understand. First you have to understand the diagram first, then go for the refer the textbook. Okay. Next we are going to see the cross section of this seminiferous tubules. And previously we discussed about what male reproductive system. It includes what are the structure? It includes a pair of testes. Then second one is what? Second one is accessory glands. Then third accessory tubules. Then fourth one is external genitalia. So these are the structure. Testis, structure of testis over. Next we are going to see this structure, glands and tubules. Tubules, what are the tubules of a male reproductive system? There are two tubules, seminiferous tubules, already we discussed. And this is what? Vasa efferentia. This is the second tubules. And this is what? Vasa deferens. This is the third tubule. Tubules also over. And next, what are the glands associated with our male reproductive system? The next structure, we have to understand cross section of seminiferous tubules. We can easily understand this structure. Same structure also given in your textbook. But I am going to draw the 3 seminiferous tubules for understand the one more cell. Okay, this is a cross section of seminiferous tubules. This each seminiferous tubules contains a cone shaped cells. These cone shaped cells are called Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells. See here, Sertoli cells also given in this part. Sertoli cells, sustendicular cells. Okay, sustendicular cells. Sertoli cells not given. Okay, then followed by the smaller cells also there. These smaller cells are called second cells. Sertoli cells. Germinal epithelial cells. Germinal epithelial cells. These are two major cells that are present inside the seminiferous tubules. One is Sertoli cells and the second one is germinal epithelial cells. And third type of cells, it is located as a connective tissues. That means that cells are lies between the two testicular seminiferous tubules. These cells are called Leydig cells. Leydig cells is a major cell because of these cells are secretes a male sex hormone called androgen. Androgen or testosterone. What is steron? Steron means they are steroid hormone. That steroid hormone secreted by the testes. That is the reason it is called by a testosterone or androgen. What is the main function of this testosterone or androgen? Secondary sexual character of male is maintained by the androgen. Not secreted this hormone, the male not like a male. So this is a major hormone. Development of voice modulation, development of hair growth, spermatogenesis. These three processes maintained by Leydig cells. So how the questions are asked from this part, Leydig cells. Which one of the following part act as a or a endocrine part of male reproductive system? This is a question maybe. Which part of the male reproductive system act as a endocrine part? Leydig cell is the endocrine part because of they secretes what? They secretes a hormone. What hormone secreted by the Leydig cells? Androgen or otherwise called what? Testosterone. Okay. So what is the function of these cells? Cetroli cells and germinal epithelial cells. These cetroli cells secretes our first important function, nourishment to the sperm. Nourishment means provide the nutrient to the sperm, and second in is another 2 mark question, inhibin. Inhibin. This is a hormone. This is a protein secreted or hormone secreted by the cetroli cells. This inhibin essential for or control the negative feedback mechanism of spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis, formation of sperm from the seminiferous tubules. If there is excess secretion of spermatozoa, the secretion is controlled by a inhibin hormone which is secreted by the cetroli cells. Another important 1 mark question. Very important. You have to easily understand with the help of this diagram. Okay. And third important thing is germinal epithelial cells. What is the role of this germinal epithelial cells? What is the main function of male reproductive system? Male reproductive system main function is production of spermatozoa. So this spermatozoa is produced from the germinal epithelial cells. Spermatozoa. Here what is meant by zoo? Zoo means what? Animal. They can move. The cells easily can move with the help of flagella. We are going to discuss later entire structure of spermatozoa. What is sperm? Sperm means male gamete. So male gamete or movable gamete which is produced from the germinal epithelial cells of the seminiferous tubules. This is the entire structure of seminiferous tubules. 3 mark question. First 3 mark in this part. So what are the content you heard right in this part? Seminiferous tubules. Total number of seminiferous tubules each test is total number of seminiferous tubules. Each lobules contain 2 to 3 seminiferous tubules. These seminiferous tubules contains what are the cells? Cone cells as well as smaller cuboidal cells. These cone cells are called what? Cetroli cells. These cells secretes what? They provide the nourishment to the sperm and also secretes what? Inhibin. This inhibin control the negative feedback mechanism of spermatogenesis. And what is the name of these cells? These cells are germinal epithelial cells. These germinal epithelial cells are secretes what? The modified into spermatozoa. And what is the name of these cells? Leydig cells are interstitial cells. Interstitial cells means the cells lies between the two structure. They are called interstitial cells. Or Leydig cells is an endocrine part of the male reproductive system which secretes what? Androgen or testosterone. Okay. You no need to draw this diagram because of this diagram is partially given your textbook. From here to here you only given. You have to draw this part alone. But why I am draw this entire diagram? Because of you have to understand the location of Leydig cells. Okay, that's all. Structure of seminiferous tubules over. Next, last part of the male reproductive system is various glands are associated with the male reproductive system and their secretion. Okay, pair of testes, structure of testis over. Then various tubules also over. What are the tubules? What are the tubules? Seminiferous tubules, then vasa efferentia, then vasa deferens. These are the 3 tubules. And the external genitalia we will discuss later. Next part, various gland of male reproductive system. This is a schematic diagram of a male reproductive system. This is a pair of testes. This is an external genitalia. And so anyone can say what is the name this structure? What is the name of this structure? This structure is called what? epididymmis. Epididymmis. And this is a called what? Testis. Okay. And this structure is called what? This tubules. What is the name of this tubules? Vasa deferens. Vasa deferens. Okay. And for understand the various glands of male reproductive system, you have to understand this structure. This is a urinary bladder. Urinary bladder. This bladder temporarily store the urine. This urinary bladder opens into the urethra. In human being, there is no separate duct for carries the urine as well as spermatozoa. The spermatozoa as well as urine comes through the single opening called the urethra. So it may be a urino. In some lower organism, they collectively called urinogenital duct. Urino means urine also released through the same part. Genital means gametes also released the same part. And then this vasa deferens opens into the urethral opening. Draw the only one part of this structure. Okay. This is a vasa deferens opens into the urethral opening. And what are the glands here? And behind the urinary bladder, this is behind the urinary bladder, a pair of seminal vesicle. This is a first gland, pair of seminal vesicle located either side of the behind the urinary bladder. Behind the urinary, seminal vesicle is there. This seminal vesicle also secretes a seminal fluid. And second one is next slide. And at the junction of this urethral opening, this is what? Vasa deferens. The junctional place of urethral opening as well as the vasa deferens. There is a single gland located this part. This gland is called a prostate gland. Prostate gland. And third gland nearby the urethra, this gland is called a bulbourethral gland. Bulbourethral gland. So what is the mnemonics for entire gland? SPB gland. SPB. SPB gland. So here write one C because of see, first one is what? S means what? Seminal vesicle. Then followed by P for what? Prostate gland. And this P for what? Bulbourethral gland. Why I am putting this C? It is otherwise called Cowper's gland. This is another important one mark. Which one of the following gland called as a Cowper gland? Bulbourethral gland. This is three glands of, okay, this is a glands of, see this structure is a seminal vesicle. Then followed by this is the structure of prostate gland. Then third one is a bulbourethral gland. These are the three glands associated with the male reproductive system. Okay. Next we are going to see the various secretions and the role of this. We are comes the end of this session. Various secretions of prostate gland and the seminal vesicle and the bulbourethral gland. First, next slide. First slide continue. Next slide. Next. 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 Okay, stop. This is a root of spermatozoa. Anyone can say what is the root of sperm? For understand the root of sperm, you have to understand these two structure. Where the sperms are formed? Sperms are formed from the seminiferous tubules. This is the first structure, seminiferous. This is the first place where the sperms are manufactured, seminiferous tubules. After the seminiferous tubules, it reaches to this part called ret of testis. This is the second part, ret of testis. And third one is already draw the diagram, vasa efferentia. Vasa efferentia, then followed by the epididymis. What is the important function of epididymis? It is a site where the sperms are attain the sexual maturity, as well as it is a part for storage of sperm. Okay. So first one is seminiferous tubules, rete of testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and third one is vasa deferens. Vasa deferens, this is a tube called vasa deferens. Okay. And next one is ejaculatory duct. Where the ejaculatory duct is located? This is another important one mark question. We'll tell later. Then finally urethra and ureteral meatus. Okay. So how we can understand this entire root of sperm? We can understand this entire concept with the help of simple mnemonics. What is the mnemonics we are going to use? Here 7 up. SEVEN up. 7 up. This is a simple mnemonics. This mnemonics helps to understand various root of movement of sperm. S means water. S means water. Seminiferous tubules. And this is called epididymis. E for epididymis, V for vasa deferens, and E for ejaculatory duct, N none. N none, nothing is there. Then U for urethra, and the last P for penis. This mnemonics helps to understand the root of sperm. Seminiferous tubules, then epididymis, vasa deferens, then ejaculatory duct, then urethra and penis. Next slide, last part. Okay, this is part of various glands. This is what? Pair of seminal vesicle, and this is called a prostate gland. Some old age people also suffer or difficult to pass the urine because of enlargement of prostate gland. You know, some persons may be affected by that phenomenon or enlargement of prostate gland may block this urethral opening. That person suffer difficult to pass the urine. That condition is called prostatitis. Prostatitis, it is a condition, enlargement of prostate gland, and this is what a pair of Cowper glands. This Cowper gland secretes mucus. This mucus gives a lubricate or a lubrication to the penis. Next. Okay, this is a various, is a important 3 mark, various glands and their secretion and their function. So seminal vesicle, it secretes what? Alkaline fluid, which contain what? Fructose, sugar and ascorbic acids. These are the 3 main components present in the seminal vesicles, or secretions of the seminal vesicles. And second one is what? Bulbourethral gland. Where it is located? This is a bulbourethral gland. This bulbourethral gland helps to lubrication of the penis. Already told that the main function of a bulbourethral gland is what? Secretes a lubricating substance. And prostate gland, it secretes what? The location of prostate, important one more question. Location of prostate, it does encircle the urethra. This is a single gland. This gland encircle this urethral part. This secretes acidic fluids and some enzymes, and also specific antigens. These are the secretions of various accessory glands and their secretions. So what are the glands? Seminal. What is the mnemonics? SPB gland. This is what? S for S means what? Seminal vesicle. P for prostate gland. Another P for what? Bulbourethral gland or Cowper's glands. Which one is secretes lubricating fluids? Which gland secretes lubricating fluid? Bulbourethral gland secretes lubricating fluids. Okay, that's all. This section is over. Next slide. And this is what penis gland. Next slide. Okay. So for most of the students, it's not clear understand what is semen, what is sperm. The 2 structures are entirely different. Semen and sperm. Sperm means spermatozoa, a living cell. Sperm. Semen means a fluid substance which carries the spermatozoa are called semen. This is a semen. Another 2 more question. Semen is a fluid substance which contain secretions of these glands. What are the glands we discussed? seminal vesicle, prostate gland and pulbourethral gland. The secretions of this gland plus spermatozoa collectively called semen. Okay, the seminal fluid. Seminal fluid, what is the functions of seminal fluid? Maybe a 2-mark question. Transport medium. Transport meter, transport water. It transport spermatozoa to the female reproductive tract and provide the nourishment, nutrient to the sperm and contain some chemicals and these chemicals activate the sperm movement. We discussed about what are the things. I am going to quickly recall what are the things we studied in this section. We studied what a human reproductive system. Human reproductive, especially in a male reproductive system. First we discussed what various functions of reproductive system. What are the various functions? First one is it is responsible for protection of gametes. That means protection of egg and sperm, then transport of sperm, then nourishment of sperm. These are the nourishment of gametes. These are the various functions of reproductive system. And the second thing, various stages of reproduction. What are the various stages? Anyone can say the mnemonics for various stages of the male reproductive system. Various stages of reproductive system. What is the mnemonics? GIF, then CIP, then followed by the COB. Okay. What is the gametogenesis, insemination, fertilization, cleavage, implantation, then placentation, then what? Gastrulation, organogenesis, then finally parturition. So these are the various stages of insemination. Next we discussed what? Structure of male reproductive system. So these are the various structure of reproductive system. It contain what? Testes, accessory glands, accessory ducts, accessory glands and external genitalia. So testis, it is covered by what is the name of the membrane which covers the testis? Tunica albuginea. What is the sac-like structure which contains the testis? Scrotal sac. What is the significance of scrotal sac? To maintain the low temperature. Then followed by the number of lobes. Number of lobes in testis. Next, enter. Number of lobes. Okay. Number of lobes 200 to 250 lobes. These lobes what contain what? Seminiferous tubules. This seminiferous tubules is set for manufacture of sperm. Then it is opens into the rete of testis. Rete of testis to vasa deferens. Then vasa deferens to epididymis to vasa deferens. Then various glands and various ducts and what is semen, what is seminal fluid. These are the things we discussed. Okay, thank you.